Welcome back to the Watercolor Journey Painting Challenge. Hi, I'm Chris, and this week I'm going to talk to you about the sketching process. I know that you really want to get back to more painting, and we will in the next lesson. But for now, I want to discuss sketching a bit because there are so many misconceptions around this. The reality is, if you don't have a good sketch, there's a good chance you won't have a great painting either. The sketch is the skeleton of your painting and guides your brush as you're working. It's easy to lose focus and get lost in the forest for the trees when you're creating a project. So, your sketch is your guide and what keeps you on track. But many think if they can't draw, then they won't be able to come up with a good sketch either. Honestly, there is a difference between drawing and sketching. Drawing is a detailed artwork that becomes a finished piece of art. A sketch is a very loose interpretation of your subject matter that will tell you where your brush needs to go for any given element. I suggest keeping this process as simple as you possibly can. For example, when I'm painting a landscape, I may just make a total of 3 lines for the entire sketch. Other times, I might get a lot more detailed because I'll need more information to know where to lay my brush when I start painting. The main thing to know about a sketch is that it could be very rough and it doesn't have to be an indicator of how your final painting will actually turn out. It just needs to guide the process. Sometimes I don't need a sketch at all for different elements. For example, a sky, I may want to outline the clouds a bit here and there, and sometimes I don't. That's because I want to rely on my strokes for the full effect, and the clouds are imperfect, and it won't make that much difference most of the time. If I'm painting a cityscape, however, I may make a lot of lines to guide my brush around doors, windows, city streets, streetlights, etc. It's a matter of looking at your subject matter and deciding what kind of skeleton you might need for your painting. I have practiced my sketching skills extensively over the years because I love to paint on the go. Oftentimes, I only have a few minutes to capture something, so building up my sketching skills has been instrumental in helping me create good painting, whatever the situation. I've even challenged myself with a timer to see how quickly I can capture a subject matter. But please know there's absolutely no pressure. If you feel like your sketching skills are not quite up to par, I challenge you to practice a bit more on this until you feel more comfortable. But know that you don't have to be exceptional to create a good sketch. It's a matter of looking at your subject matter and looking at your paper to see where you want to place those elements. If you really want to go all out, you can use the grid method that's often used for drawing detailed subject matters to help you in the beginning. It'll help you train your eye to more accurately place things on your paper, but also practice with no sketch and see what the difference is. This is a wonderful exercise so you can see how painting works in different circumstances. Because at the end of the day, sketches are the ends to the means. It's only the guide to your final painting. Also, take the option of using creative license. If you know that an object is really big in the reference image you're using or in a real life scene, but you don't want it to take center stage in your painting, you can feel free to make it smaller, change the shape, or even leave it out. You are the storyteller, so feel free to express yourself because this is your moment. Then put your paint to paper and see what happens. Over time, you'll learn ways that work best for you as you discover your style and what you like. I spoke about accuracy before, but I want to just clarify it's not really about being perfect. It's just about expressing who you are in that moment. I hope after today, you'll think about sketching in a whole new way and give yourself some new freedoms to play and explore and not worry about sketch perfectionism. Now, it's time to show some member projects that we've seen in the group lately. Speaking of sketching, Alessandra created this beautiful piece with all of her mechanical pencils as a collection. I love that gray background. It really makes everything pop. And Madalena, who painted on some recycled paper, which is a fantastic idea, almost looks like scrapbook art. And she also created some really unique illustrated letters. Very cool. We have a new member, Julie, who's joining us on Procreate with her very own watercolor brushes. She's created a color palette for the challenge and made her first piece, which was from the lettering lesson. Great job, Julie. If you're just joining us for the first time, there's a link in the description below this video to join the challenge so you get all the goodies. And don't forget to download the Lesson 5 PDF coming in this week's newsletter. And if you're just joining us for the challenge, you'll get the entire workbook when you sign up at the link in the description below. In the meantime, if you've enjoyed this video, I would so appreciate if you would hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and tap the notification bell so you don't miss any new videos as they come out. And you can click the image on the screen now to watch all the challenge lessons from the beginning. And I will see you next time.